Hey, just wanted to share a project that I've been working on. Yet another voice recognition project. Subject seems to haunt me. Um, but with the ChatGPT boom recently, I thought it'd be interesting to make something with OpenAI. And one idea I had was to create this interface that would allow users to input audio and convert it into a message to ChatGPT, which would then answer accordingly. Um, and that's basically the result. So I'm just going to go through the code very quickly. We have two interfaces. The first interface is the API interface that doesn't get exposed to the end user. Um, it has two methods, the get transcription and get chat completion. Those are the methods to get the audio and convert it to a transcript, and then get the transcript and send to OpenAI to get the ChatGPT answer for whatever we said. Um, so if you want to take a look more closely to the implementation, I'm gonna link the repository, the video description. But that's the idea here. The second interface, it exposes, that is to the final user, and it exposes three methods. Um, First method is to send a message with a file path. The second is to send message with a buffer, and the send message with a file, which is a blob. And the idea is that those three work in a chain fashion, almost like a Korean function type of pattern, but not quite. And the idea here is that with the file path, you can read the file. You then have access to the buffer. And instead of calling or implementing the get transcript and get chat completion for every method, they basically call each other. So this guy is going to call the send message with the buffer since it has the buffer now. And the send message with buffer will build a blob, and it will call the send message with file. And sorry. And the send message with file will then implement the get transcription and get chat completion. And then with that in hand, it just returns, and then the final user will have access to the answer. And the use is very simple. You just create a new instance of the handle OpenAI, passing in the credentials. You get the file path, and then you just call the method, right? So to demonstrate that, I recorded an audio earlier, which is this file right here. And I basically just say good evening, and let's see what it answers. It's not really on the performance side of things, since it's not really made for production, right? It's the endpoints are for the end users, so you'd have to think of something around that later on. But it gives us the answer here. So it says, good evening, how can I help you? So that's cool. You can also wrap this around other frameworks. So anything that allows you to have access to audio or audio files, you pretty much can wrap this around. So as an example, I'm going to change windows here. I'm going to this second VS Code project. So it's basically a Discord bot that wraps around the package, and I'm just gonna run it. Let's go to Discord now, right here, and it's nothing fancy. The bot basically responds to my messages. There's no prefixes, there's no commands. Whenever I send a message, it will join the voice channel and it will start listening to me. when I send the second message, it will stop listening to me and it will leave the voice channel. So tell me a joke, right? So now we wait. It's processing the audio, it's creating a new file, and it's saving it locally. It then gets the file path and it calls the API. So here it is. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? Because it was too tired. All right, so it can tell jokes, all right? And it also sends us the audio file here so we can listen to what we sent. Tell me a joke. Kind of cut the audio a little bit there. Not ideal, but it still was able to recognize what I said, which is pretty good. Let's do another test. What color does mixing red and yellow creates? All right. We wait a little bit. It's kind of slow also because the Discord implementation is saving the audio locally to then send it to the library, right? I could have taken the audio stream, but it was work that I didn't want to make. I just wanted to make the framework to show that it's possible to wrap it pretty nicely. So here's the audio that we sent. What color does mixing red and yellow creates? So it answers mixing red and yellow creates the color orange. So that's the demonstration I wanted to share. I think it's pretty awesome that you can make that and as easily today. We have such crazy technologies, and the consumption is so easy, and we can create really interesting things like that. So that's the demonstration. If you're interested in testing, this is the package on npm handle openai, and if you wanna help build the package, this is the repository. I'm gonna leave both links in the description of the video, and that's it. Thanks for watching.